You are watching Midnight Movie Talk live from Los Angeles on this Sunday night. The flagship show is in effect, and we have a huge story to talk about tonight because no one wants to be truthful. No one wants to say the reality of the situation. They want to play in some fantasy land. And that's not what we're going to do tonight because we are going to tell you that, yes, Avatar, The Way of Water, underperformed this weekend at the box office. Who else said that? Name somebody. Go ahead. I'm giving you a second. Name somebody who said. Name one. There isn't. It's certainly not Variety. Here's Variety's article right here. It dominates with 134 million domestic debut. Sixth biggest debut of the year domestically. Let's stay in the United States, and then we'll work to the rest of the world. So right now, we are sticking with 134, which is just behind The Batman. From way back in March, when people were still scared to go to the movie theaters, they came out to see The Batman. More of them came out to see it than Avatar 2. Now, tomorrow we'll get that actual. Maybe it goes up a little bit, but it's basically the same opening. But yet I was told, well, my goodness, everybody's been waiting 13 years for Avatar 2. This thing's going to open at $200 million easily. It didn't. So let's go ahead here. Affirming the public's interest in Pandora, this 134 million, according to Variety and our author here, Rebecca Ribin. I mean, affirming the public's interest? Yeah, sure. I mean, it wasn't going to open at like 34 million. Was it, Rebecca? 134 million is under what we expected. We talked about this the other day. We said, I remember the 3-hour stream. I told you to watch out. That's why I did a 3-hour stream longer than Avatar 2 on Friday night. And everything that was said on Friday night is applicable tonight on Sunday because we here at MMT are always ahead of the curve. We're always on target. Do you know why? Because we're one of the few, I mean, let's just say the only people out there that tell you exactly what the reality of the situation is rather than some fantasy land crap that half these people live in, and then they get so tribal in their takes because I love James Cameron, so therefore it is an absolute runaway success. You can, I know this is crazy, stick with me here. It's able for you to disengage your love from something and to objectively critique it. How many people in the space of film review have no ability to do that? Like zero. And you wonder why MMT is growing and continues to grow because we are real. We will tell you the absolute facts of the situation, not some kind of spin. I can't stand spin. But when you look at this opening, we figured this was 175 million, right? That was the number I think everyone had in their mind. Some were up at 200. The lowest was 150, okay? So now we are 16 under the lowest that we figured this would be, 16 million. Now, I know what you're saying right now because I can read your mind. We're just starting the Christmas corridor. That's a whole nother topic. We're going to talk about that. But I want to stay on topic. Opening weekend, Avatar, The Way of Water, 134 is under what it should be doing. Now, why is that important? We're going to go global here in a moment. Just bear with me. Let me finish my thoughts on this 134. When you look at this, this is a signal that not everybody is as stoked to return to Pandora as we thought they were. It is. I don't know how big the signal is. We're going to find out over the next couple of weeks with the Christmas corridor, the most lucrative 2-week window in the entire movie-going calendar traditionally. This year, I don't know, because we only have Avatar 2. We got Puss in Boots coming in. It'll outperform for the families. But The Whale, come on, The Whale's not going to do big numbers in its expansion. Babylon is terrible. People are going to walk out of that movie like they did the premiere here in LA that I was at. So I'm confident that that's not going to do that well. So really, you got to wonder if Avatar 2 starts falling apart here and people are going, I don't want to sit through this 3-hour and 12-minute film, which, oh my God, it feels like 7, then you are in trouble and the theaters are in trouble. And that's the last thing I want. So anyone saying, oh, you wanted to see Avatar: The Way of Water fail, that's what you wanted, Eric. You are a hater. No, I am absolutely not a hater. I love the things I love, and the things I do not love, I absolutely let you know. But in this case, only looking at box office, this is a signal that we could be in trouble. Not saying it is for sure, but I'm telling you, it is something you cannot just dismiss and say, no, it's okay. Like, oh, my good buddy ERC. I mean, I don't know why you guys even follow that dude. That guy doesn't even know how to stay objective when reporting box office. It's almost like, I know we talk about this quite a bit, where you're like, is this person paid by the studios? Is this person paid by Disney? And you go back to what Jeff talked about. This goes back to when I was blocked by him on Twitter. What a blessing that turned out to be, by the way. So I want to read those takes. Remember when Lightyear did that horrible opening, and it was like, this film is in big trouble. We did a stream on a Friday night. I never do a stream on a Friday night except for, well, this, past Friday as well, because it was a major story, and they're both Disney films, right? First, we had Lightyear underperforming. Oh my God, we got to talk about this. And then on this past Friday, we have Avatar 2 underperforming. We got to talk about this. But according to ERC, oh no, it's fine. Everything's good. It's like, wait a second. Are you seriously? I mean, I know this isn't really how it works. Okay, guys, I want to explain that to you. It doesn't really work where Disney hands you a check, at least that I'm not aware of that. Because, well, first of all, no studio is going to come to me and say, hey, how about if we pay you to say this? Because they know, if you guys don't know by now, that's not the game I play. I do not play that game at all. I'd be like, first of all, show me the film. If I love it, sure, I will go wild on it. Okay? Great example. What's one of my favorite movies of the year? Probably my favorite. I'm going to go over the list over the holidays, the top 10 films of 2022, according to me, Eric Weber. Tar, right? You see it behind me. Here's the DVD. Actually, it's the Blu-ray. They actually sent a Blu-ray. Now, this I love. If Focus came to me and said, hey, Eric, we want you to promote Tar and we're going to pay you, I would take that because I believe in the product. But if you're asking me to go to bat for something I don't believe in, there's no chance. But some of these people, you got to wonder, ERC, are you getting paid? Like, why are you such a homer, as we say, right? A bandwagon with Disney. You got to be critical of everything, okay? There's no room for tribalism. I have no time for that, okay? I mean, just look at the football kits / soccer jerseys I wear. You guys see I have like over 100 now. I don't have even one team I'm loyal to. Tonight, Aston Villa. Next Sunday, Wolverhampton. The week after that, LAFC. You know that I don't have one thing. I like all things, and that's where you want to be in this space of film evaluation, in box office and analysis. You want to do all of those things, right? You want to stay as objective as possible whenever you're doing this. And we have too many people that don't know how to do that. Okay? Let's do this. Let's look at, now we're going overseas. So 134 stateside. And now we're going to roll to, most importantly here, is China. Because China is in. Now, it's not fully in. Because, as you may or may not know, they're still dealing with COVID over there. They're still doing the whole COVID outbreak thing. So here it is. Let's pop it up. 57.1 million in China. The problem is, some people had this thing at like 200 million opening weekend, at least 100. So 100 in China, now you're at 57, and they're already making excuses, right? Well, it appears that the COVID-19 outbreak in Beijing is causing people to be scrambling all precedents and to dampen consumer activity. Well, of course, but why did you have that $100 million projection in the first place if you knew that? You would lower that, wouldn't you? You would already do that. But China's only at 57.1 when everyone said, oh, it's going to do 100. So what we have now, tell me this isn't absolutely logical, okay? First of all, give me a like if you agree. And second of all, come to the comments. And if you have a comment you want to get in right off the bat, you know how to do that. You jump to the top of the list with a super chat. Whoever does that, you're in. Now, let's go through this. It's under in the United States at 134. It's under in China at 57. I'm sensing a pattern. Are you guys? Under in the two biggest movie going markets. So that's a signal that we could be in trouble. You can't dismiss it like a lot of these people. Oh, it's fine. The World Cup was on today. There's this excuse. China's dealing with COVID. Stop making excuses. Yes, those are all part of the situation when you talk about the World Cup final today. But on the West Coast, that game was over at 9:30. So it didn't affect West Coast box office at all. So you got to talk about that. On the East Coast, it was over at 12:30. That's all afternoon to go see Avatar. So don't act like the World Cup final was all day, ERC. These people are so disingenuous. Why do you listen to them? They don't know how to be objective. And you know why? This is why I get worked up. You guys are, Weber's getting worked up again. Because the reason I get worked up is when people are spinning a narrative that is not accurate. I cannot deal with spin, and it drives me insane. And same thing with film evaluation, right, guys? I mean, whenever you see a film that you know is objectively horrible, like The Whale, I mean, it is the worst award screenplay maybe ever. That's how atrocious that screenplay is. And when you hear people saying, oh my God, The Whale emotionally moved me, I'm like, my Lord, your emotions are easily manipulated if you think The Whale is an emotional powerhouse of a film. Brendan Fraser at least saves the film from being one of the worst films, certainly in the past decade. But that's why I get crazy, is because you read some of these takes on these films. Fabelmans is another great example. The most overrated awards film in the past decade, maybe ever. And if it were not directed by Steven Spielberg, we would not even have it close to the top of the Oscar rankings. So we are going on legacy. We're going on pedigree. No, we don't do that. We value and evaluate only what's on the screen right there in front of you. That's it. Right then, that film, not what happened before or after, the moment you're in the theater. That's the only thing that we need to discuss when it comes to evaluation of a film. Box office is numbers. I can hate The Whale as much as I do. I think it's atrocious, like I said. But I can also tell you it did very well. Limited release last weekend. This weekend, it dropped 50%. Limited, New York, LA. That's not a good sign as it heads into the nationwide expansion coming up here this week. But we know The Whale's not going to do insane numbers, right? But when we look at China, okay, let's go back and look at the China number at 57. And let's look at, well, heck, let's just go around the entire world and look at what the numbers were. Here we go. So these are, I tweeted this out earlier, and I'm going to start doing, my tweets are going to end up being the talking points for that night's show. It's just so easy for me. It just makes it all right in front of me. I can just pop it up. Here we go. So China at 57.1, Korea at 24, call it 25. Germany at 20, France 19, India 18, down and down, Taiwan at the bottom there at 5.2. You can see it. But again, when we look at China, we thought that would be 100. It's 57. So all of these territories are a little under where we expected them. And at some point, you just have to say, well, is it just the fact that we, not me, because I told you this could happen. I did. You guys know I did. Okay. I absolutely told you this could happen. That the interest level, the demand for Avatar 2 was not nearly as high as some of these film Twitter freaks are. The Cameron freaks, the people who came after me in the quote tweets on, oh my God, on Friday morning. All of those quote tweet idiots. How stupid do they look today? Remember them? It's only one day. You don't know how box office works, do you? You have no idea. We can tell from Thursday night's number, we can project the rest of the weekend. And I said, this is coming in under 150. And it did. So all those people, oh, but you don't. How about you do me a favor and shut your mouth? Because you don't know what you're talking about. You legitimately don't know. So why are you commenting? Why are you even throwing any opinion out there when you don't even know what you're talking about? Right? What's the line from the movie? I'm forgetting the movie. But he goes, if you don't know the thing, then keep your mouth closed. If you don't know the situation, if you're unaware, then just stay out of it. I know what I'm talking about. That's why I get involved. That's why I discuss these things like here tonight on the Sunday flagship show on MMT, because I know what I am talking about. I've been doing this for a long time. I am objective and I know how to work this. And for half these people, more than half, to have to deal with some of these people that are not even, they're absolutely compromised. They are biased. They are disingenuous. It just makes you crazy. And you wonder why. You wonder why I get worked up, because I have to deal with these people that don't know what they're talking about. Imagine that. You're an expert, whatever you do, okay? Whatever it is that you do, you are really talented at. Imagine someone who doesn't even know what anything, and they come to you and say, let me tell you, Jim, here's what you really want to do. I mean, it's literally like the Holiday Inn Express commercial. See, are you a doctor? No, I stayed at Holiday Inn Express last night. That's these people on Twitter. They literally talk like they know what they're talking about. They have no clue. And you have to deal with that. I'm like, okay, I'm at the point where, honest to God, I'm going to start tweeting things and muting the replies, because the replies, other than you guys, other than the smart people out there, they, especially the quote tweets, they're so dumb, these people. But the worst part about it is they think they're smart. God, yeah. I mean, how frustrating is that, right? You're just like, stop talking. You don't know what you're talking about. Just stop. I don't know which one it was. It looks like they're Pandoring. Thank you for that, Galliette in the house tonight. Appreciate the super chats. As always, you go straight to the top. Straight to the top. Kevin, don't. Oh, here we go. We're going to do it. Oh, I didn't say it's a. Did I say it was a bomb? Real quick. Come in the chat. Did I at any point in this stream that's now 16 minutes plus long, did I ever say this was a bomb? Did I ever say that it wasn't, a spectacular? I said it's under forecast. Here we go. Now we're going into what you all were waiting for. I told you we're going into the holiday quarter, the Christmas quarter, the 2 weeks that are crucial for any film that opens right before it happens, right? Before that, the 2-week window opens up. Last year, No Way Home, oh, by the way, No Way Home opened with $260 million. This is roughly half of that. Now you're going to say, well, that's an MCU movie. That's 3 Spider. Okay, fine. Of course it is. It's not the same. But I was led to believe by all the brilliant, smart, this film, everyone's been waiting for Avatar 2 for 13 years. This is going to make $200 million opening weekend. What do you have to say now? You going to revise what you had to say? I told you guys weeks ago, do not think that Avatar 2 is a slam dunk. And a lot of you in the comments were like, oh, it's going to make $2 million worldwide, guaranteed. One guy, oh my God, I read a guy the other day who said it's going to make $3 billion. Like, this has to be parody. I took a screenshot because I couldn't, just to make certain I have it, because I couldn't believe that someone would actually say that. This is the problem. We have people in the space that are so attached to James Cameron and so attached to Avatar, the original, their love of it, right? They're embracing of this thing. They're unable to get distance from the film and to be objective and say that 134 is under forecast. That is the reality. No spin, no more spin, zero. Now, as I say that, we are entering the Christmas corridor. We have 2 weeks of the busiest movie-going portion of the entire year when it comes to theaters. So, that's very good news for Avatar 2. But the signal this weekend was that interest is maybe not as high as we thought it was. That's something you need to pay attention to, and that's what no one's talking about. So if that's what we do here, that's what we do. And I'm not saying that it's not going to pick up, that it's not going to do well over the Christmas quarter. I'm telling you that you need to pay attention to the signals. And these other people don't. They want to disregard the signals. I need to figure out a way, guys, other than super chats. I need to figure out a way to monetize. I need to literally get a bookie in Vegas so I can go put money on this stuff. Like Avatar, 150 over or under. I would have put money on over. And I would have lost this time because I would have had it at 160, 175. And I would have put the money on the 160, 175 in that range. So I would have lost. But yet everyone else here, and I know I have a pretty good idea of how these things are going to go. Everybody was over on the forecast. This went under. There's no spin to that. Stop doing it. If you're doing that, I swear I might kick you off. I might ban you. I might ban you from the chat. But no, Kevin, it's fine. I didn't say it's terrible. I'm telling you that it is an opening that is not as great as everyone said it was going to be. That's the truth. Gal yet again. Honestly, Cameron needs a wake-up call and making a fool of himself in the trades. James Cameron's ego is cashing checks that he can't write them. I mean, of course he can't. He's getting paid so much money. But this dude, his ego. Did you hear? Now he has the 9-hour cut. Someone really needed to put him in timeout and say this 312 is out of control. We talked about it the night that thing, I got to see it. Right? A few days before it opened, actually a week before it opened, we came on here and we did the stream, and I told you the movie is hellaciously overlong. But no one bothered. Well, I guess one Fox exec tried, and he said, "Get the hell out of here. I'm James Cameron." That's the problem. You can never be so big with your ego, and some of you go, "Well, that's you. You have a big..." No. Listen. You can never be so big with your ego where someone tells you something legitimately critique, right? A legitimate thing about whatever it is you do, in James Cameron's sake. We're talking about the runtime of Avatar 2. You got to listen. And James Cameron clearly doesn't have the ability to do that. He's got such a big ego. And I think a lot of these filmmakers have such big egos, they don't have anybody who can challenge them. And here's what I want to do. One day, I am going to get paid by, I don't know who it is. I will go to work for Lionsgate if that's where I have to start. Erick, your job is to go tell Filmmaker X that this film is too long. You need to cut. Here's my suggestions, 1, 2, 3. But, oh, by the way, they're not suggestions. You need to make it happen. And then, boom, I walk out of the room. Because you guys know from watching the show, from getting an idea of how I operate, that do you think, seriously, right now, do you think I'd have a problem walking up to James Cameron and saying, especially after I saw it, you need to cut 50 minutes out of this film? 50. I want this thing at 2:15. I wanted it. Maybe I'll give you 225. There's no way in hell we're releasing this 312. There's not even a chance. You are punishing audiences, and it's not going to happen. Do you see? And then when James Cameron goes, F you, I go, no, let me explain something. You're wrong, okay? And bottom line is I'm walking out of here. You're going to make the cuts. I don't have a problem with that. What's he going to get physical with me? Like I'm afraid of James Cameron? That's the point. You have to have people in Hollywood that have the balls to walk up to Cameron, to walk up to whatever Spielberg and say, Fabelmans, oh my God, this script's terrible. We're not making this movie. I want the film to start at the end. I want you to write the story of you walking into Ford's office, and then you start making films in Hollywood. I don't even want to see the stuff with your family. I know you want to make that movie, but the movie sucks. The movie's terrible. And for God's sake, please do not cast Michelle Williams, because that will be a train wreck. Oh, God, you did. You cast her, and she's Razzie worthy. Michelle Williams and the Fabelmans, Razzie worthy. Ugh. Such a bad performance. And the fact that we're sitting here talking about that as an Oscar performance, like, what are you doing? What are we doing here? All right, let's go to a few more comments here. Again, super chat, you're in. There's just so many now. The channel's grown so much. I'm like trying to get going on this. I'll go back to the very first because Christopher, you were first, so I'm going to you. Love the chats. Thank you, sir. Do you include the fact that it made almost $500 million worldwide into it, or only looking US? Yes, we did. We mentioned that the grand total on this is give me a second, 434. 434 and a half, call it 435. 435 million worldwide debut, okay? Which is obviously very strong. No one's suggesting, again, that this was a bomb. I'm saying there are signs with both the US and with China that we could be in trouble going forward, okay? They're signs. They have to be signs. If the number's lower than you expected, that's a sign that people weren't as excited for it. How is it not? Right, guys? I mean, give me a like. Give me a like. Come in the. How is that not like two major signs that China, yes, with COVID, still under, United States under? That is a problem. That you don't think Disney's aware? Disney's fully aware it's an issue. The only people who aren't aware of it being a problem Oh, you know it. The homers on film Twitter, the Cameron fanatics, the anime avatar crowd. That was fun on Friday. That crowd, they don't understand. They're like, everything's perfect. This film is nothing wrong. Avatar 2, Drew, good evening to you. Breakaway sequel, Mendelssohn's words, not mine. What the hell does that even mean? Breakaway box office? What? I don't even know. Drew, explain that again. I don't know. Of course, Retro Nerd, of course I was right. That's the thing that at the end of the day, and I know this, you're gonna, oh my god, the ego, but no, truthfully, when you stand in a space that a lot of people think is uncertain, you're like, oh, I don't know about that, and then you end up being right time after time after time after time. You start to go, wait a second, this guy is good. This guy does know what he's talking about. And when I did the stream on Friday, there was absolute risk in what I did in having it backfire and say, oh my God, all of a sudden it picked up. But I stayed true to the knowledge I know. And from doing this for a very long time, I based that Thursday number off of knowing that it was going to probably be a Dominion debut. Dominion was like at 140. It's right there because that was the Thursday number. And every one of those quote tweets, all our good friends, the anime avatar crowd, those people were like, you don't know, it's only one day. And what film did I say in the tweet? What film did I say it opened a slight bit under? Dominion. And they both had virtually the same opening weekend. So yes, I was right again. And you know what drives them crazy? It drives the anime avatar crowd crazy. They can't stand it. But here's the other way to approach it, guys. Let me explain. Don't be a hater. You could say, oh, that guy's a little intense, this guy, but you can't say he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's the problem for these people. They don't know what to attack. They go, well, he doesn't know what he's talking. Oh, wait, he does know what he's talking about. He's ugly. Oh, well, shit. He's fat and looks like, nope, he's not that. God darn it. Come on. That's the beauty that I love. But how about instead of that? How about you become a believer? I mean, essentially, it's easier. You don't have to waste so much time and emotion and energy on hating. Just come here and say, my God, just get educated. Like so many of you, which God bless all you, the retro nerd girl. Exactly. What's the big deal? If I was wrong, I would say I was wrong. But problem is I'm not usually wrong. I'm sorry. Because here's why. Very simply, same thing I said at the top of the show. The reason I am usually, almost always, on the right side of history with films, box office, is because I am objective. There's too many shills in this game, and they don't even understand how to be objective, which is bizarre to me because I don't know any other way. But for the shill, works at Fandango, Soups, why the hell do you guys watch that guy? What value does that guy bring to the table? Let me help you. Zero. He brings zero value to the table. But yet, he has a massive audience. I'm like, well, clearly the audience is not looking for education or even intelligent discussion, which is bizarre to me, but okay. But that's why we're always on the right side, because I'm objective and I will admit when something is the way it is. I will not sit there and go, well, I really loved Tar. So the box office numbers, I'm going to go ahead and pretend that they were better. Tar didn't do well. She Said didn't do well. I like both films a lot. I love Tar. I really like She Said. But I'm here telling you that neither one did well at the box office. For a lot of people, they have a problem with that. They can't disengage. They cannot remove themselves from their love of something because they're too damn tribal. Why would you ever be tribal in any situation? Certainly over what we've seen over the past 2 years, right? All the COVID crap. If you're still tribal to that at this point, man, wow, we need to get you to become more of a critical thinker. That's what we do here. Everyone who's been here from the beginning knows that's what the channel excels in, is that teaching you to be a critical thinker. I just heard Cameron's first cut of Avatar 3 was submitted. It's clocking in at 9 now, right? I know, I saw that. Isn't that insane? This is, again, the ego of James Cameron. Like, what in the hell? Avatar 2 is solid 8.5 in my opinion, but I gotta agree it did underperform. Exactly. It's projected to make $100 million in China, but it only made 57. But don't listen to the people like today. I didn't listen to what Mendelsohn had to say. And I respect Mendelsohn. We've had drinks together. I know Scott, but I hope to God that he didn't say that this wasn't an underperformance, right? Because that's the only way to go. Now, again, the underperformance from this weekend is not directly connected to the next 2 weeks of the holiday corridor, the Christmas corridor. But it's a signal that the appetite, the excitement level for Avatar 2 is not as high as a lot of you thought. That's it. That's the absolute grain of truth. If you want to bring it down to one thing here tonight, it is that we are seeing signs that the appetite, the excitement for Avatar 2 is not as high as a lot of you thought. That is the signal we have seen this weekend. We saw a Thursday night with that Thursday night number. And everyone was like, remember the quote tweets? Well, no one's going to a 3-hour movie on a Thursday night. Like, do people go to bars on a Thursday night until midnight? Thursday night's like a Friday. What are you talking about? These people are so disingenuous. They're so tribal. They can't get out of their own way. And I swear to you, I can't even have a conversation with these people. It's like they've been brainwashed with whatever it is. Like, no one goes to a 3-hour movie on a Thursday. Well, what about Endgame, the biggest ever Thursday opening? Yeah, I know, the end of the Marvel I get it. But they went to a 3-hour movie on a Thursday. So right off the bat, what you said is the dumbest thing you could say. Isn't that amazing about these? And they think they just opined with something that is of sheer brilliance. And instead, they literally just proved that they don't even know what the hell they are talking about. That's not what you get here. You get facts, you get honest analysis, and you certainly get when I go off on a film, you guys know it. For those of you who didn't have a chance, for those of you new to the channel, go back and watch The Gray Man. That is my favorite stream I've ever done. It was a straight nuking of the film. And this is why Netflix has said, I think we're just not going to invite him to anything in the future. But I told you guys my new ethos when it comes to anything that has to do with Netflix. From now on, and I mean this, I don't even care about David Fincher's next film, The Killer, which is going to be a Netflix film. I'll cross that bridge when we have to, but for right now tonight, as we roll into 2023, I will never talk about a Netflix film again unless it has a meaningful theatrical component attached to it. That means AMC, Regal, Cinemark, the major chains, at least a month in theaters exclusively. And then it goes to streaming. That's how... what am I going to miss? 95% of the Netflix movies need help. They need somebody to tell them to cut the movie down, to not make the movie in a lot of cases. I can't believe you guys gave money to this filmmaker for that, right? I'm thinking of ending things. If I read that script, I would have said, I'm not giving you a penny for this film. But Scott Stuber down there at Netflix, his job, I don't know. Obviously this is the only job he has. The job is to, here's your check. Welcome to Netflix. What movie do you want to make? Okay, how much? Awesome. 15 million? There you go. Go make your movie. No, I don't have any notes. I told you the story about Del Toro at the Pinocchio premiere here in LA. He's up there and he's like, listen, I wanted to make this movie for so many years, but finally, after every studio saying no to me, think about this. Just think for a minute. Netflix said yes. Because Netflix is the studio that says yes. They say, make whatever movie you want. And then Del Toro went on to say, and they didn't even give me any studio notes. As if that's something to be proud of. Del Toro, you're a hell of a filmmaker. But let me tell you something. Your films need notes. Shape of Water. Let's start there. Let's just go straight to Shape of Water. Shape of Water, oh my God. From a production design standpoint, love the film. Direction, but what the hell is up with all the fish sex in that film? Like, it literally ruins the film. It's like, why did you have to make it so weird? I know you're weird, Guillermo. I get it. But there's no reason for that. But that's a studio. Well, of course there's a reason he wanted to do it. But the problem is that the film's better without it. It is. It's better. Okay? You got it. Trust me, the film is stronger. But no one at Searchlight, no one here at Netflix is giving Guillermo del Toro notes because they know everything. No, 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 they don't. And James Cameron certainly didn't with this 3 hour and 12-minute cut of Avatar 2. You know I'm right, guys. Give me a like. 100%. I'm 100% right, as always, because these people have no guts to go up to these filmmakers and say, cut your film down. It's too damn long. China keeps 75% of the box office. Still money. Hey, listen, yes, China takes most of the money, but it doesn't matter. It's still cash, right? Ultimately, it's still money that Disney is getting. And I'm sure they have some deal with the advertising over there, right? They say, okay, you get 75, we'll give you free ads. I mean, it's a communist country. There's some people here in the States who are like, China's the model that we want. What? China's the model of society that you want? Okay, I got an idea for you. If you want China to be the model of the society that you want, pick up your shit, move to China. Honest to God, I'm not going to miss you. I don't think you guys are. Go to China. Live, because guess what will happen? You'll get to China. You'll live under that oppressive regime. You'll live there, and you'll be like, I'm coming back to the States. No. You want to stay in China. That's the paradigm you want. You want the world to look like that. Oh, I love how all of a sudden we just go off on other things. That's the whole point of the show, is to start railing on all kinds of things. But when it's positive, we're ready. I'm ready to go. You guys know that. Just a lot of stuff's been negative because it's like the people drive me crazy when they don't tell the truth. What's the conversation inside 20th century right now? Okay, that's a great question, Drew. Here we go. This is the conversation. We are under the number that we expected for this film. Our projections, our internal tracking on this film was 160 or higher. In fact, some of us had it at 175. You guys saw the numbers, Jim. You know what I'm saying? And this is under by 25, 30, 35, $40 million. We might be in trouble here. Now, the good news is, in the same meeting, we're continuing the meeting. The good news is, guys, we have the Christmas quarter coming up here, which is the most lucrative 2 weeks of the entire movie-going calendar. So we can pick up steam. We can make cash up. But there's a signal that people aren't as fired up for Avatar 2 as we thought they were. That's the meeting. A like, please. That was the perfect meeting of the 20th century right there. Disney, same company. That was the perfect run through the meeting. And that's what you're getting. You're not getting that from anyone else. Because first of all, half the people that do this don't even know what they're talking about, as you guys know. Not just Film Twitter, but this. And well, the Film Twitter is a whole other thing. But that's the conversation. There are signs that people are not as thrilled for Avatar 2 as the Film Twitter freaks are. And where have we seen that before? I'm trying to think. What are some films that Film Twitter was like, oh my God, this movie, and then it ended up doing no box office? I mean, go ahead. Hit me with comments. I would love to have that happen. Hit me with comments of films that Film Twitter said, oh, this movie, and then it ended up not being as big. Now, 134 million, certainly more than a lot of the films we're going to talk about for an opening. Okay, that's given. But it's the same old story, right? These people cannot get any distance from what they love and their own passion, that they can't say, as I said with Tar, that Tar did not light the box office on fire. In fact, it flamed out, but it's still my number one film of the year because it is Todd Field directed the best directorial effort of the year. And also, I would venture, I've been thinking about this, and I have to watch it a second time. I'm going to see it at a FYC screening coming up over the Christmas break. Can't wait to see it again. But my first initial take on a film never changes because I stay true to what I felt at that moment. So your best way to handle any situation with evaluation is the second you walk out, what are you feeling right then? I hear all these critics that say, Tell me if you've seen someone who writes this. I'm going to sleep on it. I think I'm going to, I need some time to ruminate. No, you know what that is? I can tell you exactly what that is. Does someone help me? Someone help me in the comments? What happens when usually a shill comes out of a film and says, I need to think about this for a little while. What's going on right then? Comments? You know what's happening? They are trying to decide what side is the side that is going to be the prevalent side. Are people going to love it? People going to hate it? I don't want to stand out, so I'm going to wait for a second, and then I'll say either I'm mixed or it's not that good. But how about this? My favorite, the Shills and the Fandango. Even the Fandango dude doesn't even do this. I'm not going to say his name because it's honest to God completely worthless when it comes. I mean, there's no reason for that dude to ever open his mouth or tweet anything about movies because every single time it is a glowing praise that is written for the box. It is literally something that is. Here it is. Here is your pull quote for the box. Useless, completely useless, unless you want a cheerleader and a shill. But these people, what do they say in a review? The people that are like, quasi shill, they go, well, it didn't really work for me, but I can see how people, that's a crap review. What are you doing, man? That's lame. Scott Mans does that. You guys know I went off on him the other day. Scott Mans, why do you listen to that guy? That guy is like oh my God, masterpiece. Oh, it's so good. Everything's great. Why do you listen to these people? Why do they even have a voice that anyone even pays attention to? There's no value ever. And there's somebody, by the way, Scott Mans. He'd come out of a movie and say, it didn't really work for me, but no. Get it. Go get the film, attack it, savage it, do what you want to do. Instead, you know what they do? This happens. I get direct messages all the time, okay, from good sources. They say, oh my God, I just talked to person X and they said they hated the movie. And then I go look on their Twitter and they're like, hey, it's not for me. But I'm like, wait a second. This person tells me you hate the movie. Why aren't you saying that? That's what I do. You guys know that. That's exactly what I do. And it pisses people off. Oh, look at Erick. He's being opinionated again. He's being mean. He's being mean to people. No, I'm not being personal. I'm saying the truth. Shills are worthless. There's no value to them at all, except for the studios. To you, there's no value. None. Zero value to a shill. Give me a like for that. There's another. Oh God, did I just do the man's? Oh, listen. Let me. Since we're here, I don't even care if he wants to come up and say something. I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to go. Let's just open it wide open because I don't even care. Okay, so I'm gonna. You know what? Here's the thing. Is people can say whatever. People can say shit about me 24/7. So you think come on. But listen, every time you go to a screening, and I remember, okay, you ready for this? So I think this was the Vegas trip with me and Gore. We get there and we're there and there's like 8 of us there. And there's COVID stuff and all this. Here comes Mans walking in going, hey, everybody. We're like, oh my God. I mean, it's always like a production. And that's the thing is like when I come in, you don't even really notice. I mean, sure, I've got like my tights on from the gym. I've got a soccer kit on / football jersey / football kit. And I'm come in and I'm like, whatever, only guy in tights. Cause I'm one of the only, come on guys, let's be honest. You know this too. One of the only critics that actually goes to a gym. I mean, sorry. Is that not, give me a like for that. Cause that's the truth. How many critics like actually go to the gym religiously? Is it like, it's me and do we have another? Do we have anybody? So he comes in and he's always like, hey, everybody. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why do you have to make it such a big production? Like, I'm gonna put the comment up there. I don't know Scott. I've talked to him like, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. Here's what I'm saying. And this isn't mean. This is true. And someone could say this about me and I'd be like, that's fine. They'd say he's opinionated. But what are you going to say other than he can, well, I guess be a jerk, but no, I'm not being a jerk. I'm just opinionated. People like Mans and people like Fandango guy, they're shills. So what's the value? I mean, someone explain it to me. Seriously, can you please explain the value of a shill? I guess they have a channel on the Flick Pick. Okay, fine. I'm sure. You know how this would be great. Here's how you can. Okay, here's how you get me to reverse and say I was wrong. Show me anyone. Point me to any kind of link that has him going off of a film, going absolutely nuclear on a film like I did The Gray Man. Show me one thing of one of these shills destroying a film like I destroyed this, destroying, coming out here on Avatar 2 and just going Babylon, the Babylon stream. I had to delete the Babylon stream. Do you remember that? I should have saved it and reposted. I'm so unhappy I did. I came out of Babylon, the premiere here in LA over a month ago. And I go, this movie is the definition of the dumpster fire. I hate this film. And I came out of the Academy screening area, whatever the hell it's called, the MGM theater, whatever, down in Beverly Hills. I come out and I'm like, this movie's terrible. I come on a stream and I start going off, and it's kind of, there's an embargo. So I start just destroying the film. I wake up to an email from Paramount saying, yeah, you kind of broke the embargo, so we need you to take the stream down. And I was like, damn it, I wish. It was so full of venom. But show me something from one of these shills. Show me something. Thank you, Ramon. Appreciate that. Show me something from a shill that is. Hey, hold on. This is a good one here. Shills get perks. That's 100% accurate. Shills get paid by their access. So, as you guys know, when I savaged the Gray Man, and now I just told you I'm not going to talk about Netflix movies without a theatrical component, it's over, right? It's done. As I say so many times, it's the Mission Impossible 7 trailer where it's over. It's over. Okay? Over. I get it. So I don't care about access. I'll watch it when it comes out. If I don't get to see the Fincher movie before it debuts, I'll watch it when it shows. It is what it is. Okay, I'm not going to lose sleep over that. But these other people are like, I don't want to get the studios angry. They might pull my access. I might not get to see a film. And so you don't get the truth from them. With me, you get the truth. And so far, I've only been kicked off of, I believe, Netflix's list. But the point is the dumb thing about that for Netflix is, because now I just said I'm not going to talk about their movies. It's fine. I know it's like, oh, the world, speaking of the world will go on. The world will definitely go on for that, right? I mean, come on. I mean, one guy, even though, come on, I'm always right, but one guy. We'll move on. So that's the thing that most people don't do that. The Gray Man popcorn box comes with free refill. It's the only thing good that came from that night. You missed that. That was such a bad night. Been a long time watching a movie like Superbad. Yeah, like a good film, right? Let's see a few more. Oh, wait. Oh, God. Is it Castellar? I didn't get around to watching Jeepers Creepers Reborn, but I gotta say that I love one. I think 2's okay. The third one is it can't be worse than 3. 3's not even a movie. So I will watch that over the break because I do like Jeepers Creepers needs to be redone. I mean, make a new version of the original. Just redo. Even though there's no need to, I don't know. Do something interesting with it. That's right. True. I did not say this is not a review enough times. You notice how after Paramount said delete the Babylon stream, I said, okay, how are we going to do this? How am I going to come on to do a live stream immediately after a screening when there's an embargo? And so I now just read my reaction tweet because that's the social reaction. And then I review other people's reaction tweets. That's the way around it. But then I have to stop if I have something like, because then it turns into a review. So I have figured out how to do that. Alex, I have. Let's see who else. Let's go. You know what? Hold on. Only 2 hours and 20. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not Gore. I'm not doing another 3 hour and 12-minute stream. I can't. I will not. We're already almost up to an hour, and you guys know this is the midnight movie talk hour. Occasionally it's 3. That was rare. I do not want to deal. I know. Listen, someone just said hold on, where I just lost it. The Killer is going to be the most anticipated movie. It is for me too. It's very hard, but I just stated I'm not going to talk about Netflix movies until they have a meaningful theatrical component. So what? Moving on. I just don't want to talk about it. Is that, I didn't even know this. I told you guys. So real quickly, so tonight's, I do not have a World Cup. I do not have an Argentina, but apparently I have picked the right one tonight out of sheer luck tonight because I have Aston Villa on the third. And by the way, do you guys notice? Again, now I'm changing the lights to match the graphics, to match the kit. Now, the blue on this, as you can see it? It's a little bit lighter, but it was, I wanted to give it more of like a, almost like a mint look to it tonight. So there it is. That's one of the things we do here. Let's get to, okay, I want to do a couple things. Since we have a lot of you here right now, for those of you who've never watched the physique critique. Let's do that right now. So the physique critique, for those of you new to the channel, by the way, it is trademarked. So Chris Gore, if you try to steal it, I swear to God, I will come over to Pasadena and I will hunt your ass down. We look at somebody who got in shape for a role in a film, and we say, what works, what doesn't work, what suggestions do I have? And the reason that I can do this is, for those of you who are here, you know, I do go to the gym. I bust my ass. Gore will actually back me up on this. I'm in decent shape. So I'm allowed to do this. For a lot of people, this would be weird. Like if Chris Stuckman did this, you guys would be like, that's weird. Right? Right? Give me a like for that, because it's true. If Stuckman was doing the physique critique, you'd be like, wait, what are you doing? Okay. Here we go. Give me the like. Come on, guys. I know you didn't want to. You're like, I don't want to give the like. Okay, fine. By the way, listen, a record number of likes the other night. You know why? Because I was making you guys, every time that we got the anime avatar person quote tweeting, I got a like. And it was like an endless stream, in addition to the stream being endless, of anime avatar people going, you don't know what you're talking about. And then look here tonight. Who was right again? Oh, that's right. The anime avatar crowd, you're wrong again. What a surprise, everybody. I'm just in a state of absolute shock. Okay, here he is, Robert Pattinson. I found this on TMZ. So here he is. This is like, he's only shirtless for a little bit. You got his back. And so it's only a minute. Okay, so let's zoom in on Pattinson. Okay, here's what I see. I see someone who is hitting the weights heavy and hard for a short amount of time, because you don't see any cuts here, really. You see sort of an outline of a six-pack, right? You see something, but you don't see any veins or any of that. So what I want to see for him, for the physique critique, for Robert Pattinson going forward, is to get more definition, to give me a little bit more of certainly the delts and the chest. I would recommend doing, again, at some point, I'm going to give you guys the chest routine. You guys saw it the other night. Okay, I'm not going to show the picture every night. But I have a really good chest routine for cutting in that bottom, right, that cut on the side where you see where his nipple is, right? So right there, that cut along the edge. But I would just say it's not bad. At least he looks like he hit the weights. But I think for the next film, he should be training right now. And listen, I know Matt Reeves follows me on Twitter. He might occasionally step into the MMT studios as far as just watching for a moment or two. If he is, I will offer my help to get Robert Pattinson extra cut for this, for Batman 2. Because when I ran into Matt Reeves at the Armageddon Time premiere here in LA, one of the first screenings, he was there, and Matt Reeves was like, "You're Eric Weber." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And we talked for a moment about him doing Batman 2. I should have said, well, if you need me to help get Pattinson a little more cut. So there it is. I mean, he just needs to get a little more cut. That's it. Pattinson is realistic shape, Ken. I would agree. He looks like a possibility. Though, okay, Ken, okay, yes, I agree. But let me just say this, that I feel like when you put restrictions on things like it's a possibility for most people, I think what you guys don't realize is that it's a possibility for you to be in the shape that you could never imagine. You just have to want it, and you have to do the work, and it's going to take time. Those three things. See, most people want it to happen overnight. Never going to happen overnight. Okay, never. Not even a month, not two. Like, I'm talking years of commitment, okay? Also, you have to get your life in order. You got to get a good night's sleep most nights, unless you do a 3-hour and 12-minute stream. And you also need to get the diet kind of cleaned up, right? You can't be going to Five Guys and ordering a triple cheeseburger. I'm not calling you out, Ken. I'm just saying in general. A triple, at Five Guys and have the bag of fries. You can have that once in a while, but you can't do it all the time. And I think that, like the cheat meal, like The Rock for his cheat meal eats like a ton of sushi. I'm like, that's not even cheating, because sushi's like super healthy. But The Rock is super diligent. You hear that he said, he's like, I only don't eat any candy bars. I eat protein bars all the time. Those pure protein bars are amazing. And they have like 20 some grams of protein. Get pure protein bars. They're very good. Very good. Ben Affleck's body is better than, I would agree. Ben Affleck, Ben Affleck's body, since you just mentioned that, let's do this. Ben Affleck was in the best shape he was in, can you guys help me? The Town. The Town, he looked unbelievable. Hold on. Let's see. Let's go images. Here it is. Okay, give me a second. So Ben Affleck. There he is. Okay, there. Remember this pull-up machine? Hold on. Every time I do this, there it is. Okay, can you see it on the side? Because if I hit the button, it's going to like screw the page up. For whatever reason, I cannot get the tab just to open in the same tab. So open. So look here. So look at him. That is ripped. Like that is him lean and ripped. He looks really good right there. So and he kind of, you know, Batman was, oh, here, actually, look, look at, that's actually really good shape. He looks great right there. So Ben Affleck, I would agree. Ben Affleck, he has plus remember, Affleck's kind of tall. So he has a good physique how that goes. The Rock might be on a lot of gear. I don't know. You know, yeah, I would agree. The Rock is, first of all, The Rock's a big dude, so that helps him. But you know, some of these guys do the juice. I don't touch the stuff. You guys know, like, look, you can see me tonight. I'm not necessarily a big guy, right? I mean, it's not like I weigh 225 pounds, but what I have is I've worked out so much that I have a decent shape, right? For me, it's like almost like the Bruce Lee body is what I want. You ever see Bruce Lee? Remember back in the day? He looked really good. Screw you, Gore. I didn't say anything. I'm not gonna look at, no, I'm not gonna do, fine, screw you. I'm gonna do it for 1 second. And then we're moving on. I'm not doing this all the time. It's only because Gore said, you're okay. Here, give me 1 second. I promise you it's not gonna be every time that we do this, because then I'm gonna lose everybody. That I got to look at him show. Okay, I'm just doing this to show you guys that you see me here tonight. I'm not like you can see I'm not huge, but the point is, first of all, when you take a camera angle down, everything's going to look bigger. Okay, so when you look up, but the point is I have shape because I've worked out. But this would be really good for Pattinson. If Pattinson look like he has, Pattinson could do this, and I can help him out. Robert Pattinson, your agent, you can contact me, direct message me on Twitter. We'll hook you up. I can get you there. Okay, for a woman, that's going to be dangerous. Scott, if I do a physique critique for a woman, we could be in trouble. I'm sorry, Retro Nerd Girl. I had to do it real quick for those who just a quick reminder. It's just I'm like what Will Ferrell says. I have to work out just to look fat. Oh my God. No, don't. I'm not gonna you screenshot it. You tweet it. I don't know what to tell you. It does look dramatic. I don't know what to tell you. All right. That's it. All right, that's the end. But the point of it is that when we do physique critique, is that it's weird if someone who wasn't in decent shape is doing it, right? It just would be weird. Okay, let's do a couple things here. Let's do Tom Cruise is cray cray. Are the kids still saying that? I have no idea. But did you guys see this? Cruise, who is, if anyone ever dedicate, it says, is Tom Cruise dedicated? Is he nuts? So here he is. Let's pull it up. This is Tom Cruise getting ready to jump out of a helicopter. Is it a plane or a helicopter? Hold on, let me put my head. I didn't even listen to this. I saw it. I didn't listen. He's saying, hey, I'm celebrating. Okay, here you go. Here he is.
But I didn't want the year to end without thanking you all for coming out to the theater. And thank you for supporting Top Gun Maverick.
For Maverick. So for supporting it, making it 1 point. Is it $5 billion now? Man, let's see. I think Top Gun's at 1.
Listen, we really got to roll. We got to get this shot.
Okay, so here he goes. Dude, I would never do this. I mean, you'd have to pay me a lot of money to do this. I'm not a skydiving.
Not on your life.
Yeah.
Good luck.
There's McCory.
We'll see you down there.
There he goes.
Whoa. He's crazy. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Thank you for supporting Top Gun Maverick.
And he's just going on.
For allowing us to entertain you.
1.5 billion worldwide.
The honor of a lifetime. Yeah.
3.5 million views as he still goes down. 3.5 million. But dude's 60, right? How old is it? Matt, he's 61? Is he 61? Tom Cruise. Hold on, let me see. I think he's 61. Tom Cruise.
Happy holiday. We'll see at the movies.
60. He's 60 straight up. So Cruise is 60 straight up. But listen, if you have not gone
December 22nd, the biggest movie of the year arrives on.
So Paramount Plus is pushing that now. If you have not gone to Avatar 2 and you're like, I don't know if I want to see it, I'm going to tell you right now, the reason you need to go see Avatar 2 is because of the Mission Impossible 7 motorcycle stunt, like 5-minute behind the scenes thing that's attached to the beginning. You need to go see that. Go see it in IMAX, the biggest screen you can find. That alone is better than anything in Avatar 2. Tom Cruise's motorcycle stunt, behind the scenes, Mission Impossible 7, is far superior to a second of Avatar: The Way of Water. So my recommendation is that you go to see Avatar: The Way of Water watch the trailer for, the behind the scenes and all the trailers, but especially the behind the scenes, and then walk out and go see a better film than Avatar: The Way of Water. Oh, there's the hate. Weber's hating on the movie. Oh my God, he's doing it again. Head exploding emoji. All right, it is Oscars checkpoint time, guys. Then we'll get back to the thing. So here we go. Let's go to, have you guys heard of this website that's super cool called awardsace.com? I don't know who runs it, but they're really smart. This is the site I started with, what is it now, 3-4 years ago? And the point of it was to gather all of the Oscar categories in one spot with an easy click. And there you go. Here are the contenders. The beauty of this is in the design. I had this is what I wanted from day one when I came up with the site, and it hasn't changed because I think it works. Okay. So let's go through the Oscars checkpoint after Golden Globes and after Critics' Choice. Let's start with Best Actress, and we'll work to Best Picture at the end. Let's do that. Let's save it for last. Best Actress, right now, the number one contender is Cate Blanchett in Tar. It is the best performance of the year in any category. It is the best performance by any actor, either sex, going back possibly a decade or more. That's how strong Blanchett is in Tar. She's number one on the board. Number two, Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once, picking up some steam, getting the nominations, Golden Globe and Critics' Choice. Everyone here, the top five is all Globes and Critics' Choice, which makes sense. If you're going to stack the top five, if they have both of the precursors, you put them in that order. But if you're going to order them, it's Blanchett 1, Yeoh 2. Michelle Williams is 3. I told you that is a Razzie performance all day, all year, you name it. It's not good, but yet here it is with the Globes and the Critics' Choice. I feel like people, again, when they watch Michelle Williams in this, they're saying to themselves, I am going to give her a nomination based on the fact she's playing Steven Spielberg's mom, because the performance is not worthy. Margot Robbie, Babylon, she's good in a really bad film, and it's a weak year when you start going down the list. When Michelle Williams is the number 3 contender, we got a weak year. Okay, Danielle Deadwyler belongs. Let's take a pause here on the checkpoint. The fact that Michelle Williams is ranking higher in the Best Actress contenders than Danielle Deadwyler in Till is an embarrassment to every single awards body that gets that wrong. Danielle Deadwyler destroys Michelle Williams. I mean, it isn't even a contest. And yet, based on the precursors, I've got Danielle at the number 6 spot because Viola Davis has Globes and Critics' Choice. So you have to put her there. Then I have Deadwyler. Then I have Olivia Colman, Empire of Light. Olivia Colman, here's the reason you leave her out. It's very simple. Empire of Light is, I really like the film from a directing standpoint because it's Sam Mendes. The screenplay is not good. It does not coalesce the way you want it to. But because it's Mendes, because you have Roger Deakins, because you have Reznor Ross, you have a combination of very high performances and high tech that makes the film much better than it should be because the screenplay is not good. But the reason Olivia Colman's down so far is the Empire of Light's just not connecting, and we've done Olivia Colman so much. We need a break. It's kind of like McDormand, right? At some point you go, I don't care how good you are, we're going to leave you out. And that's where we see Olivia Colman. Going down from there quickly, and then we move on. Chastain, still there. It's Jessica Chastain, but the rest of these really have no shot. Anyone that's not in the heavyweights is really not happening, okay? That's the way this is going to work. When you go to awardsace.com, whatever category you're in, if they're not in the heavyweights, it's not happening. It's just not going to happen, okay? Let's go to Best Actor. And number 1 on my board right now, I know some of you might be surprised by this, it is Austin Butler in Elvis. It is not Brendan Fraser, and let me tell you why. Because when you look at the performances head-to-head, the performance that is harder for me, anytime that we're looking at 2 performances, and we're going to say to ourselves, which one was the stronger performance? We are always going to go with the one that was the harder performance. And guess what was harder? Austin Butler's Elvis than Brendan Fraser's The Whale. It's not even a contest. Also, Elvis is 100 times the film The Whale is. Therefore, you have to put Austin Butler first. I don't know for sure if he wins. It might go to Fraser because of the whole, obviously the return, the narrative. Here he is. He's back after so long. I get it. That's cool. It's neat. I have no problem with that, but you don't give awards for that. You give awards for the best performance, and Austin Butler in Elvis is the best performance there. It's not a contest. Colin Farrell's there. I mean, listen, it's a three-way race. Colin Farrell, Banshees of Inisherin, picking up some critics wins. He's got a Globe. He's got a Critics' Choice. So all three of them have the two major precursors we head in. Okay, I know there's all these other critics groups, including obviously our very own Sunset Circle. But at the end of the day, we're only going to stick with the top precursors: Golden Globes, Critics' Choice. Listen, I love, you guys know I love Scott Menzel. I love Hollywood Critics. I think that he's done an amazing job with that. He's very close to being added. Very close. I only consider this year, I'm really on the fence. I'm so close. I want to see one more year, and then we'll put him in there as far as being a precursor. Although they have a very good list. They have great members. It's a strong organization. Okay. Tom Cruise is getting in for the Oscars. There's not a question. Okay. You just saw the video, 3.5 million views and climbing. He is working it. It is going to happen for him. Hollywood loves him. I know some people have a problem with the whole, the what's it called? The religion. You know what I'm talking about. I'm drawing a blank on it. There's that. But I don't think the average person in Hollywood gives a crap about Scientology. There it is. I came up with it. But he's in. Bill Nighy in Living. Living's a very easily watched film and consumed. It's very classy. It's got a nice finish to it. I just don't, it's not going to be a best picture contender, but he's very good. And then you have Hugh Jackman in a very average film at best in The Sun. The Kid in the Sun's terrible. I mean, I think it's not just his fault. It's the screenplay. My friend Paul, who, by the way, is the new associate editor of Awards Ace, Paul Hardister, is amazing, very smart guy. Paul said that The Sun was one of his most hated films of the year. He said he hated it. He hated the screenplay. But Hugh Jackman's Hugh Jackman. People like him. And then you go down to Daniel Craig. Best part of Glass Onion. Glass Onion's a stronger film for me than Knives Out. And then you have Diego Calva. He's not getting in. And Babylon's terrible. I would love nothing more to see Paul Mescal get in for After Sun. If you guys don't know my love for After Sun, trust me, it is great. I love the film. It is easily in my top 10 films of the year. It's probably going to go way higher than that. And then you still have Adam Sandler in there for Hustler. I told you that's not going to happen. But yet, here he is because Netflix won't let it go. But guess what? I love you too, Chris. So it's not just like one person. I love Paul, I love you, and I love Scott and Simone. There's a lot of people I love. Okay. But I'm just telling you, it's not just so Sandler's in there. Okay, let's go to supporting. We'll do that fast because it's like supporting. Who gives a crap? Supporting actress, really quickly. Angela Bassett, number 1. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Then we go Carey Mulligan. She said the film is not picking up the steam that I expected it to. It's being snubbed, but she said it's going to get picked up by a lot of the guilds because it's about Harvey Weinstein, about this town. It'll end up doing damage when it comes to awards. Everyone writing it off. You're wrong. You're wrong. And guess who's right again? Me. Give me a like because I'm right again. Carey Mulligan, Carrie Condon, Banshees, Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere, Jessie Buckley, Women Talking, and Claire Foy at one time. It's really tough when you watch Women Talking, and I really like Women Talking way more than I thought. It's hard to pick if you had to pick one because 2 aren't getting in, right? It's not going to be another favorite where you get 2 in. It's very difficult for me to pick between Jessie Buckley and Claire Foy. Very, very hard for me. The thing that makes it easier for me to pick Buckley is the fact that I met Jessie Buckley and she told me that she hated a film that I hated. And at that moment, I will forever love Jessie Buckley. So I have to, I'm being honest about my bias. The fact that she hated a movie, I can't tell you because it would ruin the confidence that we had at the Wild Rose party 3 years ago now. I go, what about this? And she goes, I hated it. And I looked at her and I go, oh, you hated that? I hated it. Like we had a moment. So she's there. Let's go to supporting. I'm back. I hit the wrong button. I go, wait a second. I just exited myself. Can you guys hear me? My God, that was funny. I go, wait a second. I literally just, I got back. I'm back. I'm back, right? I'm back. Am I back? Tell me I'm back. Tell me I've got volume. Do I have volume? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We're back. I'm back. I hit the wrong button. That's how you eject a stream really quickly. All right, let's go to supporting actor, and then we'll go to picture director, and then we're moving on. Okay, this is the check-in. We do this check-in. This is not going to be a channel where all we talk about is awards, because there's plenty of people who do that who aren't good, by the way, at it. A lot of them are not good at it. Sorry, it's true. Sorry, guys. Kihoy Kwan is number one. I hope I say that right. I have not pronounced that as. I hope if I'm wrong, please tell me. I'm back though, right? Am I back? I'm back, right? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, so okay. Netflix is getting their revenge. They just cut my thing. No, don't do that. I do have good shoe game. Okay, real quickly, let's go through it. This is supporting Kwan, Gleason, Pitt, Dano, and Hirsch. Right now, it looks like, here's the thing. Are 2 Banshees getting in, or are 2 Fablemans getting in? That's the question. So right now, it looks like 2 Fablemans over 2 Banshees, but I feel like Barry Keoghan's getting close. My problem with Barry Keoghan in Banshees is that Barry Keoghan does a really good job of being weird, but I feel like it's too much. He needs to ease off on the weirdness just a little bit. Just ease up a little bit. But I know that's the character, but I feel like sometimes he gives a little extra tick. You know what I'm saying, guys? He goes like this. He goes, but I don't, I'm just like, just go, I don't know, right? He doesn't need to go, but he just does this thing where he just needs to settle. Man, I'd be so good on a set. I should be a director. No, a director's assistant who tells everybody what to do. I don't want to be a director because I don't even know how to plan anything out. When we come on the show, you guys know I don't even have any idea what I'm going to do. I just start rambling about things. Not that that's a surprise. Let's go to director, then we go to picture, then we go to your comments to finish, and we'll wrap. And we're not doing 3 hours, so don't even go there. Steven Spielberg, number one, Fablemans, because of the story, not because of the film. Sorry, here it is. Next up is Cameron, Avatar. That's going to fall. I'm going to pull him down. That's going to drop. Todd Field's going to go up. Field's going to go up. Cameron's going to go down because Avatar's not as great. I think I did this before I watched it. Martin McDonagh, even though I think Banshees is hella overrated, he's still there. And then Kaczynski has to get in for Maverick. You have to find a way. The fact that Golden Globes and Critics' Choice did not nominate Joseph Kaczynski is such an embarrassment to both organizations, especially for my Critics' Choice. Critics' Choice had 10 director spots, 10 spots, and they didn't put Joseph Kaczynski in. That is an abomination of a miss. It is embarrassing. I can't believe it happened. And some of the people that got in instead, Chazelle for Babylon. Babylon is trash. It's a terrible film. There are 2 good scenes in there. You are going to nominate Damien Chazelle over Joseph Kaczynski? If you're a critic in Critics' Choice and you pick Chazelle over Kaczynski, and that includes me because I'm a member, if you are, you should instantly quit the organization. Because you have no value. Seriously. Listen, guys, listen, there is no room for negotiation on some of this stuff. There is no negotiating on the fact that Top Gun Maverick, the direction of that film, obliterates the direction of Babylon. Because of the number one thing is he wrote the screenplay. Damien Chazelle thought that was a good screenplay. For that alone, you can't nominate him. It's embarrassing. God, it makes me angry. It makes me angry when things like that happen. Damn it. Matt Reeves isn't happening. Rick, it's not that I don't like these guys. I'm just saying it's not happening. Reeves is here somewhere. Where is he? Is he all the way down? It's not going to happen. So, I mean, I have him way down here. He's way down in the lightweight. Because here's the reality. It's not going to happen. So ultimately, I can't even put him there. I mean, look, all these people as we go down the list, everybody here has a better shot. Everybody. Every single one of those. Because for whatever reason, it never was going to happen. If here's the thing that Warner Brothers, if they wanted to make the Batman an awards film, they messed up. If you wanted to make the Batman an awards film, you needed to release it in October. They released it, as you know, in March. But if you would have dropped that in October, very much like we saw with Joker, I know it was September, but once you do that, you make it obviously more visible as an awards film, but you just put almost a frame around it that says we are an awards film. When you release something early in the year, the chances of it getting recognized later are next to zero. We've seen it happen over the years. Certainly Black Panther did that, Get Out. This year, Everything Everywhere All at Once. What do those films have in common? They were all phenomenons, right? Batman was not quite a phenomenon. I mean, I love the film. It's my number one superhero film of the year, easy. But it wasn't a phenomenon the way that Everything Everywhere was just this film that everyone started talking about. Like, I think it's one of the most overrated films of the past decade plus. It's definitely not a best picture. It's not a best director, not a best screenplay. It's performances. I can go there with that. But as a screenplay, we're talking about screenplay. You know, I like to do the Allen Iverson practice. We're talking about screenplay. Everything Everywhere. We're talking about screenplay. Like, said with the most absolute incredulous voice you could ever come up with. We're talking about screenplay for Everything Ever All at Once? It's so bad. It's so bad that you think that's a good screenplay. Especially the back end of that. With the dildos, the hot dog fingers, the googly-eyed rocks. Not just once. For the 50th time. As we take a mallet and just bash you over the skull with a repetition of the same wacky shit. Oh, that film literally went from love to I want to rip its throat, literally just like Vampire the Thing. That film, ugh. The end of that film is terrible. It's terrible. JM, Charlotte Wells would be the coolest nomination. I agree. I mean, listen, I hope so, but it's going to be a first film. Remember, they have that first director thing. No question, she's in for that. Whatever happened to Ben Zeitlin, by the way? I mean, he did that other one last year that was windy, right? That went nowhere. He's just a little too weird, a little too esoteric, right? A little too artsy. But Charlotte Wells for sure. I mean, Charlotte Wells is when you talk about, okay, there are two. And this is going to be controversial to do this. We can't be nominating people because they're a woman. We just can't as a director. We can't do that. That is never how I ever want to operate. I want to operate, we're going to nominate you because you're badass and your direction was worthy. Why? How do you even do it any other way? I don't understand the mindset. It's very foreign to me, and it's the antithesis of everything that I do to say, we're going to nominate this person because they are a blank. Okay, we're talking about female directors. No, you're going to nominate Charlotte Wells because it's one of the best directions of the year, period. It doesn't matter that she's a woman. It doesn't matter. It's one of the best directorial efforts of the year. The fact she's a woman doesn't matter. You give this is a like. You have to like this because there's no other way to do this. You know I'm right now. You nominate Sarah Polley for Women Talking, not because she's a woman, because the direction merits a nomination. You guys, that's the only way to do this. If you're doing it some other way, I can't have you. I can't even listen to you. I cannot have you in my circle. We can't even have a conversation because you are you're making exceptions do not do that. Value everybody on the same level. Certainly when you're evaluating a director, I never have walked into a film and said, this film's better because it's a white guy. This film's better because it's a woman. This film's better. No. As much as I hate full stop. Full stop. You nominate based on merit. End of discussion. There is no room for negotiation on this. Zero. I don't care. I hate the word woke, Rick, but I'm going to use it. No, because I'm right. Go ahead. Come after me. Use the clip. What are you going to say? How are you going to say? What are you going to say to me? You're going to say, he doesn't like women directors. Oh, okay. What did I just say? Two of my favorite directorial efforts this year, After Sun, Charlotte Wells, Women Talking, Sarah Polley. A couple years ago, my number one film of the year, Rose Glass, Saint Maud. So don't come at me with that crap. He doesn't like women directors. No, I value solid direction, period. End of discussion. There's nothing more to add to that. Not a single thing. I don't care where the director was raised. I don't care if they were poor, if they were rich. I don't care what sex they are. I don't care whether they're gay or straight. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the quality of the film. Good luck trying to cancel me. How you go? Go for it. Because the best part, I hope they do try. Because everyone who watched it would be like, he's 100% right. Why are you angry? What? He's give me like 10 likes. I'm 100% right. There's no other way to do it. I mean, 100%. It should always be on merit. Always. Doing it for equality is not a viable option. And here come the people. Well, says the white guy. You guys, there's not one single thing in my life that's ever been handed to me because I'm a quote white guy. When we started the channel, did I have a leg up because I'm a quote white guy? No. I mean, why? It comes down to the quality of the show, which we can certainly debate. It's the quality of the show. It's not that he's a white guy. If you think like that, if that's your way, like if you think that way, like whatever, there's something broken with you. You are a broken person. There's no other way to do this. You're a broken person, and you need to understand that we all play on a level, even playing field. Now, I understand some people, maybe that doesn't happen for some people. But in my world, the way this brain operates with the pen is everyone's the same. And we value their product, what they bring to the table. I'm right. There's no other. I mean, I'm 100%. I couldn't be wrong. It's 100. It's not just fair, Retro. It's a right. It's correct. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come after me. In fact, I welcome it. I'll do a whole stream where I go off on that longer. I could keep going. Thank you, Alan. I know, that's the point, is I'm the thing that freaks these people out. This is the thing that freaks these people out, is that I am objective. And you never know what I'm going to say. And that, you know why? Because I'm objective. Because I don't come out of a Damien Chazelle movie and say it's good because Damien Chazelle did it, which 95% of the other critics do. Fabelmans is great because it's Steven Spielberg. Who gives a crap? Movie's not good. It's terrible. It's not good. It's like a 4 out of 10. At best. Michelle Williams, Razzie. So we only value right there. And, if we're going to continue down the list of, female directors, you go and you look at Sarah Prince Blythewood I believe is how you say it. I don't think I've ever said her name, for Woman King. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's not the direction on the Woman King. I'll tell you, no, listen, the direction on the Woman King is nowhere near as strong as it is on, if we're going to let's just stick to the topic of female directors this year. The direction on the Woman King is not anywhere near as strong as After Sun or Women Talking. Like, no contest. I mean, I would actually have Maria Schrader over Sarah. I'm not saying it's bad, but the Woman King is not at a level that is best director. I'm sorry. Especially when you leave out Sarah Polley, if you're doing that. If you're trying to, no. Just no. Oh, they hate that can't predict you. Well, that's the thing, is but I just explained why. The reason you can't predict what I'm going to say is because I'm objective, because I value everything the same. And these other people don't. They play with special rules and with agendas. And I hate agendas. I can't stand agendas. And that's what our whole start of the whole thing here today. Is it Gina Prince Bythewood, right? Bythewood. I don't know. Tell me, give me the pronunciation. Either way. Did I have Gina? Did I have it on backwards there? Is it on Gina? Oh, it's Gina. My bad. I even have it listed wrong. This is, we'll get that corrected. The point, that's fine. The point of it is that we are trying to pick the best director. And ultimately, you just don't value those things. You don't value the sex of a director. You value the product. I'm right. Better unpredictable than mediocre. Well, I mean, okay, I'm right. I'm like this. At this point, I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. We're almost done. I'm going to finish the seat. Do I have anything else? Then we'll get to a couple comments and we're out of here. That was good. Go on, man. Go for it. What are you going to cancel me over? Seriously, what are you going to cancel me over? Oh, he's not value. Well, no. I didn't say we're not valuing female. My number one film of 2019, 2020, was it 2020? Was Saint Maud. So clearly that indicates that I value female directors. I mean, that's over. Like the conversation's over at that point. But they don't know what to do. Because they're like, oh, wait, we need to pin him down. They can't. You know why you can't? Because, again, I'm objective. Thank you, Alan, by the way. Alan, honestly, of all the people, because Alan's like the same way. That's what I love about Alan. Alan Ing, follow him on Twitter. I'm just about done. But Alan, thank you. And it's true. It's 100%. Diversity points representation first. No, Alex, no. I know that's what you're saying, but no, no, that's not what we don't do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Well, here's the thing. Do sports operate like that? Does the NFL operate like that? Have they ever done that? Has the NFL ever said, you know what? No. You know what they do? What does the NFL do? What does the NBA do? What do they do? They pick the best player at every position and they put them on the court. They put them on the field. Why aren't we doing that in film? What's the difference? There's no difference. It's merit. It's merit-based. I'm right. I'm 1,000% right. There is no room for negotiation on this. Zero. I will not negotiate. I will not negotiate. Okay, we're going an hour and a half and I'm done. I'm not kidding you guys. I'm going another 3-4 minutes and then I'm going to take a few. I don't even know. This week, I'll check the comments. I'll come in and I'll give you a little post there when I'm going to do another show because there's not a whole lot going on. I don't care. I'm right. Go for it. I'm right. What are you going to say? I mean, yeah, I missed her name. That's me. My bad. I should know it's Gina. But my point is I was probably thinking at the same time when you're copying those lists, I got a million other things. But the bottom line is that I'm right in what I said. Because, and then the thing is anyone who says that, they're like, but wait, he loves After Sun. He loves Saint Maud. He loves women talking. So, yeah, you know. And then also, how about Tar? Not directed by a woman, but a film that is all about the female experience, right? I mean, raging bitch in Kate Blanchett, in Lydia Tarr. But again, I mean, come on, guys. They just don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And they freak out, these people. They just go, oh, I don't know, this guy, I don't know what to do with this guy. He's right, but I just don't like how he says it. I don't like how he says it. He's just so cocky. So what, man? If you know your shit, you don't have to worry about that. I'm not trying to be they're gorgeous tweeted. I'm reading. I mean, whatever. At this point, the funny thing is I hope there are clips because ultimately they'll bring more eyes to the show and they'll be like, my God, this guy's right. This guy's 100% right. That's why you guys are here. If I was terrible at this, first of all, you wouldn't be here. Yes, but I'm talking about how I think. Okay, so remember, this is how I value. If I am at a studio and I am picking a director for my film, I am picking the best director I can. End of story. So if I'm making this super cool little thriller, horror, really tiny, small film that is all about the psyche, I'm going immediately to Rose Glass and I'm saying, you're my number one pick. I want you to make a film. Okay. If I'm making a film that is an adaptation of a book and want to have a little flair with my film, I'm going to pick Sarah Polley. It just depends on what the talent is. But again, I've never valued a film less or more because of any certain kind of sex or race or whatever with a director. Never. Because that's not how my brain operates. And of course we want to have opportunities. We want people to have opportunities. But I'm telling you, if I'm hiring the best person, period. Just like the NFL, just like the NBA. I'm going to find who's the best quarterback, who's the best wide receiver, who's the best halfback, the best running back, the best punter. I'm going to pick everyone for their best ability. So if I am hiring a film, if I am loading it up and I'm saying I want a best director's here, here's what I want in the cast. And it obviously depends on the characters, right? What are the characters? What are they doing? You know, one of the first actors I go to, if I could get him to be in a film, to be a badass like he was in Widows, I would grab Daniel Kaluuya. I said, Daniel Kaluuya, you are my lead. I'm going to build an entire movie about a rogue detective, this badass detective who's on the wrong side of the law, right? So we're going back to a Training Day kind of thing with Daniel Kaluuya, like as, let's say, Woody Harrelson's character in Rampart. I know no one saw that, but I would have Daniel Kaluuya playing like a morally challenged cop detective in seedy ass Los Angeles. Daniel Kaluuya. Okay, there you go. Oh, look at Erick. He's there again. True equality is judging a piece of work based on the work, not religion, gender, or race. 120%. This is how my brain operates. What you just said here, and we'll end here because this is it. This is exactly it. The equality is me going in there with an open mind, judging the work based only on the work in front of me, not anything about the person behind the camera. Okay? 0. It doesn't matter. The quality of the film is the only thing that matters. Period. Not hard. I mean, I could do this every night, and I'll always be right. There's no one can argue that. I mean, that's the thing. All right, we're about done. I'm almost done. AFI thinks Avatar 2 is... it's definitely not in the top 10 films of the year. And that's the other thing, by the way. I know back to Avatar as we wrap. The problem for Avatar going forward is going to be, I know it has the A cinema score, but I've been seeing some cinema scores lately that are just kind of wonky. You saw that The Woman King, remember I told Woman King's fine. It's fine. It's certainly not an A+ cinema score. I mean, you got to be kidding me. The Woman King is not an A+ film. It's not even close to an A+ film. But when you look at cinema score, you say, hey, A for Avatar. And you're like, okay, that's good. That's going to be really good. That 3 hour and 12 minutes, I'm telling you, people are going to walk out of that and say, I don't know if I want to watch this. Okay, hold on. I do have one thing. Hold on. I want to get to one more thing I forgot. And then and honestly, I am going to bed. Okay, so look here. Okay, I wanted to get to this. This is going to finish it up because this is actually very good about Avatar. Hold on, I got the wrong thing. I don't want to look at Awards Ace anymore. We're done with the Oscars. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Okay, so this is the Avatar 2 thing on James Cameron, okay? So this is the whole thing about 434.5 million worldwide, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go get rid of that. Okay, here's what I want to do. Forget about all this we talked about earlier. I'm going to go to the comments because here's the thing. The comments on Daily Mail, I love Daily Mail. Daily Mail is amazing, especially the comments. The comments are more representative of the average person, okay? Not Film Twitter. Film Twitter's not the average, excuse me, I'm burping. It's not the average person. Here's the average person. They are in the comments for this. You ready? Here we go. Let me get to, okay, so here we go. This is the best. Okay. Let's see. Do I have best? Okay, I got best up. Okay, so here we go. Let me read a few of these. I loved his work in the past, but Avatar is just not my type. Good luck, though. 67 positive, 12 negative. One reply. Let's see what that says. I agree. Avatar seems like a waste of his talent after making Titanic. 26 up, 3 down. Nothing wrong with Avatar, but it's a movie that is successful because it came out in the pre-streaming age. Why does this thing keep jumping? And was different enough so that everybody went to see it. But does anyone know anybody that loved it? 28 up, 4 down. Do you see? These are the comments that we are looking for from the average person. These comments are more representative of this film going forward than Film Twitter. Film Twitter is not representative of anything. They're representative of anime Avatar people. I thought about this the other day too, by the way. I'm not going to, this is the problem when I get on the stream now. I can't stop. I have to keep, because more things pop into my head. The problem, I thought about this. The reason the anime Avatar love, the people that have the anime Avatar things on Twitter and, animation thing, they want to live in Pandora. Do you know why? Because their lives are so unremarkable here on Earth. Right? They want to live on Pandora because they're like, my life's so lame. I'm going to go live in the virtual world and I'm going to live through anime versus go live a life. Oh, Erick's being mean again. There he is. Here comes the angry anime avatar crowd. That's not true. Well, it is true, but that's still mean. It's true, but it's mean. Who cares? The truth, if you think that's mean, then go out and live a life that you don't have to worry about that. Not getting my coin. I regretted wasting 2 hours on the last one. Well, you got 3 hours and 12 minutes this time, buddy. Dave, 55 up, 7 down. He will blame Marvel if Avatar underperforms. So that's probably true, isn't it? 53 up, 26 down. I'm sorry, but I just don't see the appeal. 105 up, 14 down. Do you see what I'm getting at? These are... Now, I understand. You're wrong, Erick. You don't know that, but you're wrong, says Film. Isn't that the truth? Sharma, that's what their eyes them crazy. They go, he's wrong, but he's right. But he's wrong. What he just said about female directors is, it's right, but it's wrong. You can't say that. You're right, but you can't say that. It's not right for you to say that. Why isn't it? Why isn't it right? Because what I just said is 100% right. But they say, oh, you can't say that. Exactly. Make your life interesting. More comments. A few more, and then we'll go. You guys stop adding to the stream when I'm trying to get off. Stop adding to the stream when I want to end it. That is not cool. This happened the other night, and I went 3 hours and 12 minutes and a half to beat the runtime of Avatar 2. You will not do it to me again tonight, guys. I don't care if we get 600 people on the stream. That'd be funny. At that point, I probably would have to do it. But we're very far from that. But I still love each and every one of you, so don't worry. It's all good. Even if you're here to hate watch, I don't care either. Never bothered to see the first one. I saw it a few days ago. Not really my thing. A friend wanted to go. Visually interesting, of course. Story is predictable and dialogue dumb. Yes. I don't think there's a word in the movie more than 2 syllables long. The main guy's an alien, spoke in a slight New York accent, which was distracting. Oh my God, this is funny. I love reading this shit. It looks boring and the CGI looks cutting edge. In 2002, someone says. I've never seen the first one. I'm just telling you guys, this is the stuff that you're looking at, right? When you look at Avatar going forward, and everyone on Film Tour is like, it's going to make $10 billion. You guys know that, right? MMT, Return of the King. Listen, the thing is and we'll wrap, is the reason the stream is what it is because I'm totally, absolutely unvarnished and also dead on 99+% of the time. So that's the thing. So if you're a hater out there, instead of being a hater, just say, yeah, that's good. I like it. Stream's cool and maybe just whatever. But don't come in and say, you don't know what you're talking about or you are, because that's just ridiculous. It's just, you're wasting every word and every keystroke. It's like that one guy, the producer the other night who said, whatever, this Mr. I made a movie 50 years ago, but yet here I am on Twitter all day. You know that guy, whatever his name is, the writer. I go, dude, you came into my world, but the thing is like, go do something instead of like talking. Okay, I do, guys. You guys know, strange word. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. You know what? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to end it here. I need to watch The Quiet Girl. I'm going to watch it. You guys all say The Quiet Girl's amazing. I'm going to check it out. I'm so sorry I didn't get to it. I've gotten to almost every film this year, but The Quiet Girl keeps coming up. Everyone's like, The Quiet Girl. So at this point, I am going to watch The Quiet Girl so that the next time I have some idea what this film does so well, because all I keep hearing is The Quiet Girl is unbelievably great. And by the way, I believe it's directed by a woman, but I don't care. It doesn't matter who directed the film. It doesn't make a difference. It just needs to just continue to be a good film. Oh God, you're watching Fire. You not watch Firestarter? No, Gore, you're not going to do it to me this time. You're not doing it to me. I'm going to end the stream. I'm not going to go 3 hours. Screw you, Chris Gore. I'm done with you. Our relationship is severed. Firestarter is amazing. The Scorched Cat is unbelievable. Yeah, we're at 95 minutes. That's too long. The stream. You know what? We're going to end it at 140 on the nose. And you know why? Because that's the length that almost every film should be. 1 hour and 40 minutes. In fact, we're going to rename the show the 140. That's the name of the show. MMT's gone. It's now going to be called the 140. But oh shit, that means I have to do the stream for an hour and 40 every time. I come on, that's asking too much. But the 140, because that is the perfect time. That's what we used to have when studios told directors, you have 1 hour and 40 minutes. Go back and look at films like Killing Them Softly, which was, as you guys know, a Weinstein movie. You had Andrew Dominic, who just gave us the 17-hour Blonde. He got that movie to 140. Drive, 140. 1 hour and 40 minute is the magic number. That's your runtime. We're almost there. We have less than 20 seconds. And then we're going 140. 95 minutes is even better. 140, 100 minutes, and you are done. Your film's over, just like that stream that you just watched. MMT is out from Los Angeles at 140 on the nose. Good night.